everybody out there. Maria Davis here, and I am joined with my very, very dear friend, Casey Lyon. A
What's
lot,
up?
a lot of people have been asking me, who is this KC guy that we hear on your music? This is him. So KC is the owner and operator of PC Simplicity, a computer repair store in Prescott Valley, Arizona. He's also a Marine Corps veteran and the lead singer also for Chaos Over Cosmos and the band Postmordia. Very busy guy. So, KC, let's go ahead and start talking first about your business, PC Simplicity. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, thank you, Maria. Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is weird because it's not normally like so formal. It's weird. Normally we're like talking like normal human beings and not
Yeah.
so formal across a digital space like this. Usually it's in person. Um, but yeah, my name's Casey. I run a computer repair store in Prescott Valley, Arizona. We build, repair computers. We focus on providing a really good customer experience, working with the elderly, working with students, working with veterans, working with anybody who needs a hand in the area, who may need it for a really good, affordable price. And we try to do that for people 7 days a week, regardless of their financial situation, regardless of their language barrier, because we have some people who can speak different languages. We try to provide a service not a lot of places, not a lot of computer shops provide. We do a lot of repairs and a lot of specific styles of repairs and services in the computer world, like custom water cooling, a lot of custom stuff when it comes to computers that our area doesn't do. And we have really good work ethic. We work really hard all the time. That 7 days a week, we're the only shop that does. And because of that, we seem to excel. We seem to succeed. It's taken years, but yeah. Hey, as a side note, was this you?
Yeah.
That was you?
Yes.
I just opened this. I just opened this, man. Yeah, so Maria sent this. I got this letter. It said happy holidays, and it was super sweet, man. I was checking this out. I was going through some mail, going through some cards, and I was like, man, I was having kind of a little bit of a bummy day, and I saw this, and I was like, man, this is super cool. So thank you, man. That was
Get your
super
Christmas
sweet.
card.
Yeah, cards are cool, man, because it makes you realize like people are thinking of you. But yeah, I didn't mean to detract from that.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we do. We focus on computers. We do a lot of computer repairs. It's a simple thing. It's a simple service. It's on the surface, it's just computer repairs, just computer stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, it's technology services. And in the grand scheme of things, it's helping out grandma and grandpa with their printer stuff and getting network set up, solving Wi-Fi issues, solving email issues, or like stuff like you've had where we're solving storage issues or doing custom builds.
That's
Stuff like
thing. That's the thing. I'm going to jump in here. Now, Casey, your shop has been voted the best of Prescott Valley for how many years running now?
I think 3. I think we've got 3 years now.
3 years. And the reason why, guys, I can totally attest to this. The reason why it's the best of the best, because it really is. Casey and his team go out of the way to help the customer, to meet people's budgets and give them the best bang for their buck. Take me for example. Okay, when I first started talking to KC was several years ago. The fan went out on my laptop, and they were able to replace it real quick for me. And then down the line, my whole hard drive just completely crashed on me, and ended up getting that replaced. And I got an SSD installed instead of just a regular hard drive. And that boosted the performance of my laptop tremendously, to the point where now I have a custom build which I think, what is it, a 3060 Ti that's in it? The
Yep,
graphics
3060
card?
Ti. And
And
we got your data too. That was another thing you
yeah.
needed. Your data needed recovered. 'cause
Yeah,
your
and he was
drive
able
died.
to recover basically all of everything. And we're talking about my videos, my music, everything that is super, super important. He was able to recover for me. And I mean, I don't know that much about computers. I know enough now because of KC,
You're getting
but
better. You've gotten
but
better.
for what they do, the service is non-comparable to anybody else out there, in my opinion. So PC
Oh,
Simplicity,
man.
seriously, that is the place to go to if you're in the Quad City area or pretty much anywhere in Arizona. Yeah.
We try, like in like this year we're doing Toys for Tots. And I don't know when this podcast is going to go up. And there's a few spots that do Toys for Tots. I don't think a lot of people advertise it enough. It's it's one of the best charities. It's one of the highest rated charities, 501c3s that don't get enough love. It's one of the best charities that have like no waste, no, like, it doesn't have any, it hasn't had any controversies. They do fantastic work with kids and families in need. And the Marine Corps works in close with families in need to donate toys to families. It's a fantastic service that they do to the communities for people who don't have the funds to provide really good Christmases, really good, toys to people who need. Toys for Tots is fantastic. We're doing that. So I don't know when this is going up, but hey, it's
soon.
not just me. Yes. So please donate to Toys for Tots, even if it's not for me. Consider donating to Toys for Tots. I mean, as a former Marine Corps, as a Marine Corps vet, it means a lot, but just donate to Toys for Tots. We're doing that. But yeah, dude, you've gotten a lot better at computers too yourself. I mean, doing all of the data recovery stuff that we've done for you. Hell, I think we've done that now twice. I think we've done data recovery twice for you at this point. Gosh.
Well, you had me build this one in the new case. So aside from knowing where certain things plugged into, I mean,
all of your new music is made now on that machine that you've put together at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you put it together. I mean, we made you put that together.
You made me do it.
Yeah. That's what's cool about our shop is we try to, it's not a one size fits all. We try to tailor our shop towards specific needs of the person. And in your case, you definitely had a need to know how to do some of this yourself.
Yeah.
Especially considering your budgetary, you're a smarter woman who likes to have more stuff in your own control. Like you like to do stuff yourself.
Yeah.
You make music yourself. You play instruments yourself. Hell, I see the guitar in the background. You do a lot of stuff yourself, so it's good to have it under your control. And if you hear my dog in the background, by the way, if you hear my cats or dog in the background, I apologize.
Same here.
Getting towards the end of the day and these animals start bouncing off the walls, as it gets towards the end of the day here. But no, it's we're a good shop, man. We try. We work pretty hard to provide a solid service and a customizable service towards each and every individual in this area. So yeah, thanks for asking about it.
Oh yeah. For everybody who's wondered, really, I mean, how the heck did somebody like me with the kind of music that I do get connected to KC, the total metalhead, it was through the shop, and thank God for that shop, for his shop. And it was when the hard drive crashed on my computer that we started talking about the music. I mentioned, my God, my music's on that hard drive, and that's where the conversation went, and that's how we just started talking more and more about music, sharing music. And he wanted to share a lot of what he listens to with me and vice versa. And it just kind of went from there. Excuse me. So down the line, we ended up doing an EP, The Unknown Door, which was a lot of fun to do.
Which, check it out.
And then I he's gonna pull it up.
Yeah, no, check it out.
The unknown door right there. And
I keep it on my desk.
There we go. And then I pulled him in later for something more because the unknown door is the one standout. It's the metal EP, and it's totally different than everything else that I do. But I also pulled Casey in to do more softer vocals, harmonizing with me on the title track to my Arizona album. He's on that. Quest of the Vox Man.
Yep.
His voice is on that, and repeated vocals, very soft repeated vocals. And that song is about KC, believe it or not. Oh. And just recently on Time is the Key from my latest album, Call Me Maybe. So Casey has a range. He doesn't like to admit it, Casey, but you do. You have a range. And being able to pull him out on other projects of mine to just add that perfect toned voice to what I need. It's been wonderful. And Casey, now I'm going to throw it back over to you. What do you think about all that?
I'm trying to get a little bit more diverse. I mean, definitely your stuff has helped, and it sucks we haven't been able to. We've been trying. I know we've been trying to work on moving. We've been trying to move forward on letting this new metal project kind of blossom and grow, but we've had so many projects in the way that we haven't had a chance to let it grow. Because just so everybody knows, Maria has been working on like really, really good. If you've had a chance to listen to The Unknown Door, it's really solid. It's solid. It's not perfect, but it's freaking solid for somebody who, I think it's a fascinating EP to look at, because Maria comes from it from a standpoint of not somebody who's a metalhead. She has listened to heavy metal before, of course, but that's not her genre. So when you listen to it, you're hearing somebody who's got a kind of a fresh take on the genre. So with that, she started to create a new album that she started to make just recently this year, and made that sound more mature. Listen to The Unknown Door. If you get a chance, listen to it, because it's a fascinating look at what somebody's initial understanding of what metal could sound like in an electronic world. And what's funny is it's what her brain instantly went down the path of what an industrial artist would go down. She pretty much went down the path of what Ministry went down, and KMFDM went down, and all of the industrial artists. And she's never even listened to it. And not really, like she's never listened to those artists. And that's the funny thing. So she instantly, her intuition was correct. She went down the right routes. But what's funny is the new stuff that she's written, and the stuff that I really can't wait for people to hear, because once it's fleshed out, it's going to be really, really good. It's really, really hard stuff to sing. But once it's fleshed out, it's, man, like just the drum work is really good. The guitar work is really good. The writing is really good. Just the composition is really good. So I can't wait for people to check that out once it's fleshed out and done, because it's going to be really an interesting take from somebody who doesn't have that as a background. And that's what's interesting about it. It's not your bread and butter, but it sounds like it is at the same time. I don't know. And that's what's good, because like, look, there's tons and tons of metal out there for metal musicians, made by metal musicians. Mm-hmm. The market is flooded with it. So anybody who's got an original idea or an original take or an interesting spin on it, please, for the love of God, step forward and do something.
Well,
And
what's
I think you can. I think you can, because you're doing, just by you doing it, you are,
well,
right? Because you just don't have the background.
what I was initially thinking of when I did the Unknown Door, when I was working on those instrumentals, and if anything, I was doing it because it's like, okay, Casey's had me listen to enough of the metal music that he listens to. I wonder if I can do this. And what I was thinking of was actually like Nine Inch Nails, Prodigy, bands like that. When I was doing it, and I just sometimes it's just a sound. A sound will be like, oh, this is cool, and it ended up sounding like, industrial synth metal. Which is fine by me. I mean, it's something I created. You created the vocals to it and wrote it. And for everybody out there to know, Casey writes his own lyrics, with the exception of On the Unknown Door, Devil in Disguise. I wrote that one, but Casey nailed it. Oh, he nailed the insanity that needed to be projected in the voice on that track.
People need to check it out. People need to check out The Unknown Door. Like, definitely leave a link to some of that in this video. Please.
Well, all the links will be in the description of the video. Okay. But here's something I'm going to throw out here so everybody knows this. Eventually, when Casey and I start really working more, when we're freed up enough to work more on a second metal project, which is partly there's a very good chance it will not be released under my name. It'll probably be under a new name, which I'll let everybody know about, so that of like genre can stay where it belongs. And it's something that's going to be between, Casey and I. But
those are secrets. We're not saying too much.
Yeah. We're not. Yeah. But when that happens, which it's inevitable, it's going to happen. The Unknown Door will then be transferred over to that fictitious name's discography at that point. But it is something that's going to happen down the line. And I mean, Casey's got a lot of stuff that he's doing right now. Just finished up an album release with Chaos Over Cosmos.
Yes.
And he's also, doing another show, the second show with Postmordia, a live show. So let's dive into Chaos.
Holy hell. Yeah. Well, oh man. Where to even start, man? Well, let's start with Postmordia.
Okay.
Because I'll mute my freaking phone. Postmordia is this is becoming my jam, man. Postmordia is becoming my baby, because there's something special happening with this. It's fascinating. And man, I could talk about this forever, but I will shorten it. You came and you recorded the show, and please leave a link in the doodly doo for people to check out this show. There's a lot to say about the show. The show was a train wreck, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean anything. It wasn't a train wreck. It was awesome, but it was a train wreck. But it wasn't. It was a great train wreck. In short, there was a lot of mistakes that we made as musicians, but ultimately we got a feel for where we were going to be and what we were going to do. We actually know now what we sound like, and we've been practicing and we've been working on it. And you actually came to a practice when we were starting to write this other song that we started, and we have a title for it now and everything. That song that we just started writing, it sounds closer to 909. I know people are not, I don't want to bore the audience because they don't have context here. My point is that, holy crap, we have a sound and we have a writing style that's unique, and it's a writing style that individually we could not have created. So even though when we originally started, it was Jason and I who brought forth some original songs that came from our original band Terraform the Sun that became Postmordia. Then we became Postmordia when we started writing individual songs. And then originally we thought we were this thrash band, but then it became something else. And now it's actually becoming this weird, it's this weird melodic death thrash, experimental, alternative, progressive, diet mastodon. I don't know how else to put it. It is a really weird, bizarre band that experiments with thrash metal and black metal and System of a Down stuff and silly stuff and goofy shit. And it's all over the place. It is a weird band, and we will definitely have our own sound signature. We will definitely have our own style.
Mhm.
And that is super, super cool and original, and we're excited about it. And I mean, look, when it comes to getting a bunch of dudes together in a room, it is hard. It's really hard to make a band work, but we're close. I mean, we're making it work. I hope we continue to make it work. So
Well,
that's it.
when I was at your band practice that one time, I sat in, the camaraderie between everybody was great. I saw that, I observed that. I was like, yes, this is great. This is a really
Cool.
good working band together. The song 909, in the description of this video on YouTube, you'll see a link to the first live show that they ever did. And if you've got little kids, you might want to keep them away because there's a lot of swearing.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
the first live show. Everybody was hyped up. Okay, it was just the atmosphere of the area. And 909 is the last song that was played, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what he's talking about right now is the song that they just finished is similar to 909. Is the same kind of vibe, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And I can't wait to hear it. Are we going to hear this on the 17th?
Don't know, because man, it is super freaking hard to play. It is complex and really hard to play. Like, you were there during practice when the guys were trying to figure it out, and we finally figured it out. Like, that's what we're figuring out. Like, what we couldn't figure out was, are we a technical band? Are we going to write, because in Chaos Over Cosmos, we write, and not to go on this tangent, but we write songs that can go on for 10 minutes that are super, super technical and difficult to write and play. But we're like, man, are we going to do that with this band? And we decided, no, we do not want to do that. We're not going to, don't bore us, get to the chorus kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, get over with, get entertained. We're more about entertain. Here's a section. Tell a story. And that's what we're going to be focusing on. Telling a story. But I hope so. Maybe. But yeah, well, it's gonna be sick, man. It's gonna be sick. Hopefully, maybe for this next show, maybe. But man, I just hope people stick around. If they can come to a Postmordia show, it is going to be really cool. We are coming up. We're trying to be something original in a sea of live bands, in a sea of bands that are all really sounding the same. A lot of bands that don't try to do stuff original. We are trying to be unique. But then the other project that we do, that I'm in, is Chaos Over Cosmos, and I won't go too long into this because this one, it's a really technical. It's a studio project called Chaos Over Cosmos. It's badass. Holy cow. In short, it's with a gentleman named Rafal Bowman. He's in Poland. The guy is a genius composer. The guy can play guitar, is probably one of the best younger guitar players on the planet.
He is. He's good.
He's one of the best songwriters, one of the better one of the better composers around right now in terms of songwriting. I mean, look, don't take my word for it. Just Google Chaos Over Cosmos, A Dream If Ever There Was One, and look at the songwriting and composition, and just see what's there.
Now
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
You wrote all the lyrics, right?
Yes, all the lyrics and vocals and stuff like that, harmonies and melodies and stuff like that. Yes.
Okay. So, I know from trying to write lyrics for Call Me Maybe, it's not easy. It is definitely not easy. And I ended up not having any vocals on Call Me Maybe for that reason, because it's not easy to do. So for KC writing lyrics for both Chaos Over Cosmos and Postmordia, and eventually with my stuff too, he puts with everything KC does, from my experience, he always does 150% across the board. There is no half-assing with what KC does, whether it's on music or computers, whatever it is. He gives 150%, if not more. And it's really, for me, very admirable that he's able to do that with the lyrics and figure out how to harmonize with his own voice, doing the vocals and everything. It's very impressive, and it's amazing to see. I had a chance when we were doing The Unknown Door to just get a glimpse into how he does it with his vocals. It's worth listening. Definitely the Chaos Over Cosmos. Check out the video links to Postmordia. That's for the first band concert that they did. And of course The Unknown Door, and you'll see him popping around on my music too. You can hear his vocals with that too, but it really gives you a really good idea of basically, I would definitely say the range that KC has, both in voice and writing. It's impressive. It's as impressive as hell, man.
I appreciate it. We try. I mean, I try hard. That I am a try hard. I'm lucky though. I work with really talented people. I mean, if it's you, I'm supported. That's half the battle. It's just working with talented freaking people. My wife is extremely talented writer and reader, so I definitely have somebody who I can count on in terms of writing. I've got you, who's a very good composer. So I've got Rafal, so he's awesome. I've got Jason in Postmordia. I'm lucky. I'm backed up by a lot of really, really good musicians who know how to write. And all I got to do is just go in there and screw it up by doing whatever I do on top of it. So I have the easy part, my job is pretty flipping easy,
Yeah, but you get it done, man. That's the thing. Yeah, you get it done.
I appreciate you letting us do this. This is a really good idea, man.
Yeah. Well, this is what I've been wanting to do with you for the longest time.
I know. And I think this is just step one.
I always love talking to you, Casey. So
yeah. I like talking with you too.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've been able to chat. Man, it sucks. It's been a year. It's been a crazy freaking year. The new album's good. I got to listen to that finally. My wife listened to it at work. She's been listening to your stuff at
mine?
work. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Chaos.
No. Or she has done that too at work. But she's been listening to your music. It was funny is Stephanie is like, I've listened to Maria's stuff on Spotify at work, and so she was like, I was doing it to just initially boost some plays, but then I was like actually kind of liking it. And then she's like, then I was realizing she doesn't need any boosts because there's plenty of listeners.
No, I can get as many as possible.
Yeah. She was like, then it kind of just fits my mix anyway, because because she listens to a lot of electronic anyway while she's working. So it just worked out anyway. So
that's awesome. Tell Stephanie I said thank you.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. I mean, the more streams, the merrier, obviously. But I just a lot of people are really, really enjoying this album, particularly on YouTube. I'm shocked. I mean, gosh, that song Tenacity is already right now over 12,000 views.
Holy cow.
I know, right? And then the one with you is bordering on 2,000. Other ones are over 2,000. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And just the topic one, which is the generic YouTube video that YouTube makes when a distributor sends the music to them. It's a one song. I can't remember the name of the song right now. Anyways, it's like over 6,000, and I'm just, wow. Okay. Let's see that translate over into streaming services. If I can get that in the streaming services, and then it's all
Wow.
good. But yeah, I told you, I needed you on Time is the Key. I was right. I was so right.
Well, that's
Like,
cool, man.
I need Casey's voice. You've got the voice. It's your tone of your voice, Casey.
I don't know about all that.
It is. It is.
Uh,
Everybody listen to Time is the Key, Quest of the Vox Man, and Arizona. Okay. Listen to those three and hear
I
his
still think
voice.
Arizona is possibly one of your best tracks you've ever made.
It was fun to make that.
I stand by. I think it's possibly one of your best tracks you've ever made.
It is one of the best. In my opinion, it's not the best. Okay. But, because I'm the one making it, but it is.
What do you think? What do you think the best track is you've ever made?
It's a toss up, but I'd have to say probably Redwood from my Sky Shadows album.
Okay. I'll have to give that a re-listen and I'll have to compare it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if it's better. I'll let you know.
Well,
if
it's different. It's way different. It doesn't have the drums in it like Arizona. It's more chill out, electronic chill out.
Okay. I'll check. I'll re-examine and I'll compare. I'll re-examine and I'll compare.
We're totally going to have a follow-up podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Everybody out there, again, this is my wonderful friend, Casey Lyon. He's not even friend anymore. Casey is family.
Yeah.
Okay. And I am so glad I got a chance to get him on here so you guys can see him. You can hear him, even though he lives only about 2 minutes away from me.
Well, thank you, Maria. Thank you for having me. You are awesome. You are awesome.
Yeah,
so thank you
awesome.
guys. Thank you guys. You're awesome.
All right. Thank you guys. And stay tuned for another podcast coming sometime in the near future.
You rock.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.